How's it going, y'all? I want to say this real quick before we get started. If you clicked on this video, you either know exactly what this game is about, you clicked it to hear me, so thank you, or you saw cute girls in a thumbnail and just couldn't help yourself but click it. If any of those are the case, thank you for being here, but I have to hit you with this. Boom. Now, if you're surprised I have a disclaimer up here, then I'm sorry, but yes, it has to be here. This game is not suitable for children or anybody that can be easily disturbed. Now, I'm saying this because even the game creator himself has this in his opening. This game has more to it, so please be cautious if you continue on with this video. Thank you very much. Let's go ahead and get started. Doki Doki Literature Club was one of those phenomenons. In the gaming world, we can compare it to Fall Guys or Among Us, games like that. But there is something different about Doki Doki compared to those games. Now, of course, you weren't running around trying to grab somebody or hitting the kill button so you can lose a friend. But besides the obvious, this game did not put you in a good mood. And today, I'm going to talk about the Breakout of Doki Doki Literature Club and why this game became so popular. Now, back in 2017 when this game came out, it was marketed as a light novel game, or something more cursed, a dating sim. Now, whether you want to call it a dating sim or not, it doesn't matter because that term is not here in the game. Now, for anybody that's never given this game a try or you're just too valid to ever give it a try, Doki Doki Literature Club falls into another category, which is a horror game. Now, I understand you're looking at the character models and wondering what is horror about pink. Now, bear with me here and let me give you some backstory of the game. You're a brand new guy starting at a brand new school, and suddenly, living next to you, there's a new girl named Sayori. This bubbly character takes you to school, and suddenly you meet a brand new group. This new group is the Literature Club. Pretty straightforward. You join a literature club and your job is to make literature. Poems. Throughout the game, you'll be tasked to make poems using the words that are displayed on screen. Depending on the word used, it will appeal to one of the girls within the group, which, just to give you an idea of who that group is, it will be Yuri, Sayori, Natsuki, and just Monika. And as you continue to engage with these characters, they will continue to engage with you back. I'm talking about you getting their own poems as well as finding out the truth in their lives. Now then, here we go. Here comes the spoiler warning. Now, if you're curious about what Doki Doki is compared to any other visual novel, here we go. As mentioned before, these characters are characters with inside a visual novel. However, the difference is that the main three characters of Yuri, Sayori, and Natsuki all have something a little bit more disturbing about their lives. As shown on screen, each one of these characters has something pop up within their lives, and as you can see, it's not very positive. For example, when going the Sayori route, you find out that a lot of things within her life is very negative, or she's very down a lot. A more disturbing fact is, there's a point where she gives you a poem, where the poem reads that she needs to get something out of her head. Now mind you, not all poems are this direct, but if you sit down and play the game, you notice within all the poems, there's a lot of cries for help. To show you what I'm talking about, I'm going to go ahead and pop a Natsuki poem here. At first glance, you're going to realize it doesn't really stand out that much. But if we dissected the lines inside the poem, you would realize what we're talking about. Some of them aren't as extreme, such as, I like when Papa gives me lunch money. Now, you would expect as a kid going to school that you would get lunch money to eat food. But to some people, unfortunately, this does not exist, and maybe your parents do not have that cash. So let's go to the next example. I like it when Papa keeps food in the house, and I like it when Papa uses his inside voice. Now, I'm just going to throw some more of these up here. You can read it yourself. These are cries for help. It's pretty obvious that this is an abusive relationship with her father. But the worrisome part about it is, a lot of the times the characters do not directly tell you what's going on, nor do the poems tell you directly either. Now, while searching through the poems, I found another extreme example. And when I say extreme, I mean extreme. It's so bad I have to blur it out. And the part that I did not blur out at the bottom is not cranberry juice. Now, I won't go through every single poem. However, there's another thing that really stands out about this game that is intentional. And that's the quote-unquote glitches. Inside Doki Doki, there's a chance that something weird can happen. And when I say something, I should say a couple of things. What I'm talking about is the opening screen not having color. Or maybe during the playthrough, suddenly the whole screen has a red tint to it. There's a chance that a lot of these scenarios can happen in different points of the game. However, I'm showing you the more calmer side of things. These quote-unquote glitches can become outrageous the more you play. And there's something that's unsettling about them. And no, I'm not talking about them just happening, period. I'm saying that there's a character within the game that has control over all these actions. Before I get into who that may be, there's one other thing that this game does that you're probably not going to find another game that does this. On your PC or computer, you have an application called the library. As you well may know, this location is able to store different files such as Word documents or text files, etc. Now, what if you heard while playing Doki Doki, suddenly that application is not yours anymore? Now, you heard me right. Doki Doki has the ability to manipulate files on your PC, and the things that are put inside these files are very alarming, to say the least. But the question comes from, how is is this happening? You don't see games doing this, and if there is another game that does this, I haven't found it. But this might be the biggest aspect of this game, and matter of fact, it's probably the reason it broke out. Now, who am I referring to? I'm talking about the fourth member, or the only member in her eyes, Monika. You see, Monika does not go by the same rules as the other characters in this game. She is not just a character. Matter of fact, you can tell throughout the game that she doesn't even see herself as a video game character. She sees herself as you. Monika believes that she is a regular person that has been trapped inside a video game. Now, there's a couple of ways that she tries to reach out to you to show that she's different from the other characters, such as she has her own Twitter. Now, all jokes aside here, I get it. She doesn't have a verification button, but what if this was her? I mean, she'll clearly tweet. Matter of fact, she'll talk trash about her friends on Twitter, just like everybody else. But what about this one? Have you ever noticed that she's always looking at you? Throughout the full game, I don't think that her gaze ever shifts. Matter of fact, it feels as though she's looking at you past the screen. But if that still isn't enough, there's a point that she decides to delete everyone in the game. You literally watch her delete her friend, Yuri, Natsuki, and that way, they're gone from your files for good. She then proceeds to have a full conversation with you, talking about things you like, talking about things she hates, saying your full name. There is no in-game way to stop Monika. You don't stop her in a boss battle or anything like that. So Monika being aware is what makes this game a bigger deal. And again, the breakout of this game is Monika's breakout. Now, Monika as her own entity deserves a video to herself, but depending on how this video does, we may do that in the near future. And with that, I just want to go over the breakout of Doki Doki Literature Club. If you enjoyed the video, consider subscribing, look at the Patreon, all that other good stuff. And hopefully after looking at this video, maybe you'll give Doki Doki a chance. With that, thank y'all for watching. Y'all have a good one. Later.